What's up, guys? Your girl G here, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I know this video is coming a little bit late, which is why I'm going to give you guys just an audio or just a voiceover version review of Married to Medicine. I didn't want to miss 2 episodes in a row, so that's why I'm coming to give you guys a quick little recap. And then talk about it, you guys, because next week is definitely, where some fireworks are gonna happen. This is just the pre-show. This is the pre-show. But yeah, you guys, Married to Medicine. Let's go ahead and get into it. First things first. Toya is at this flower date with Eugene. Eugene is doing everything possible to please his wife, which is never, a bad thing. Well, actually, watching a husband try to satisfy his wife on reality TV is good for a change. But Miss Toya, if you keep acting the way you acting, you need to be careful, hun, because the ladies out here is watching, like Simone said way back in the day. Hoes is looking for y'all. Now the problem is Curtis, he done gave in, and then Contessa's husband, Scott, he done gave in. So we, as the viewers, are trying to make sure you don't push your husband, a good man, Savannah, to give in. Now, nobody, for me, I don't have a problem with Toya voicing, her wants and needs from her husband. That's not the problem. It's the way Toya does it, the way her tone is almost very demeaning to Eugene. She almost speaks to him in a way as if she knows he's not going to leave. And I don't like that. And which is why it was a problem for when, she was out with Simone last week and she was explaining to her, Eugene feels like he can't plan nothing because you're super critical. And she brought up the last date they had where he did a horse and carriage, but it happened to be like a history thing. And she was like, that was so stupid. Who want to learn about history? And it's like, you couldn't see the forest for the trees. You're so focused on how the details don't fit you that you're completely forgetting that there was a whole effort put forth in trying to do something for you. So yeah, but you might not have liked history, but be at least in the moment about just accepting that an offer of something, or not an offer, but like he went out his way to plan something for you. And then after the date, maybe be like, babe, I appreciate that, but maybe next time, let's, try this instead of that. Toya just talks to him in a way that I just like, literally, it just reminds me why I did not like her in the very beginning. Especially when she said put that biscuit in your mouth and shut up. Oh no. Yeah, this past couple of episodes reminded me why I don't like Toya sometimes. But yeah, they do the little flower date and whatnot. It was cute. She appreciated it. Eugene told her, girl, you hard to be married to, just so you know. And Toya's like, oh, really? Because it went from it's hard to please you to it's hard to be married to you. So you might want to perk your ears up, Toya, because it's giving real, he's feeling unappreciated maybe sometimes. And he just talk nicer to your man, god dang. Like, this is the first time I ever say this to any of these Negroes on a TV show, but Toya, it's not what you say, but how you say it, okay? That's all people is trying to get you to understand. Because like we all said, Eugene is a good man, Savannah, and the hoes do not care if your man is married. Okay? So, yeah, you guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next scene. All right, y'all. So Dr. Damon ends up holding like a medical mixer at like a bar, cigar lounge. And it was a really nice turnout, just definitely a way for him and everybody else in the medical community to link up and everything. But Miss Heavenly, I need to speak to you, because don't you ever let Phaedra try to dress you again and make you look like her little protege, because that was a hot Kentucky Derby mess that you had on. This was not fitting. Oh, Lord Heavenly, just don't do it again. That's all I'm gonna say. And it was the wrong event at that. Like, this was not the type of attire for this event. Like, your titties was poking out, the feathers was not meant for the purpose. Like, it just was all wrong. But nonetheless, they throw this medical mixer. It was a really good turnout. But Heavenly, you really was trying to pimp Phaedra out this whole event. So immediately Phaedra gets there. Hey, Phaedra, I got somebody for you. I got a gentleman caller. The first one, he too worried about drumming on Phaedra's bongos. That was inappropriate. When Damon and Heavenly do the speech, she's like, well, Damon was so funny. He was like, yeah, I used to tell the guys like, I got a friend I want to hang out with. She's really cool. Um, or no, I got a person I want to hang out with. They super cool, and I think she's cute. And so, it's good to understand, like, if you with a man, like, understand that he actually likes you, because that is a huge thing. Of why a lot of women is getting, poor treatment, is because y'all niggas don't even like y'all. Like, it's sad, but nonetheless, she up there and she straight up had a whole bidding war on Phaedra. It seemed like, talking about, here's my fan Phaedra. Any single man up in here, and all the men come up there. She's like, show them the merchandise. It had Phaedra turning around like this was a whole brothel. I was like, Miss Ma'am, Mistress Heavenly, this was not it. But yeah, Phaedra, I Heavenly said, look, she got money, but she want to spend yours. And I mean, I can't, blame nobody for that, because who want to spend their own money? So, it was really funny because in a scene, what's her name? That's married to Kima. Dr. Alicia. She actually was with Simone and all of them sitting down, and they basically asked how was Kima after the trip, and she was like, yeah, he definitely had a newfound appreciation for what was going on. And they were like, oh, really? She was like, yeah, those 4 days, he definitely, had a newfound respect for me. But how long that's going to last, that's definitely, going to be in question. See, once men start seeing, they ultimately don't respect their woman's role. But then when they actually start seeing how hard it is, you would think it would make them want to pick up more in assisting their wife. In no actuality, it literally makes men repel to the responsibility, because they see, oh shit, this is hard, and it's a good thing I ain't got to worry about it, because it's the woman's job to take care of the kids, So Kima, he ain't gonna be holding up that chip too long, Alicia. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. Especially with the conversation that he had with Eugene at the end of the episode that I'm about to wring his ass for. But yeah, so after Heavenly got done trying to pimp Phaedra out, the ladies get together, and this is where Simone tells all the ladies about the trip to Hilton Head. So all the ladies are sat down, and Simone obviously, wants to let the girls in on the trip that they're going to, because it's kind of like, this is 10 years for all the ladies being together, filming the show. So it's definitely giving, OG pride or whatever. And so she was like, ladies, I have a trip, and we are going to Hilton Head, South Carolina. And literally, Jackie's face said, where? She said, excuse me, what? Come again? And immediately Heavenly went into Bulldog mode. If there's anything that Heavenly is going to do, it is butt in when it comes to Simone and Jackie. And this was that Simone was telling Jackie about when they fell out the first time, that she tried to act like wasn't happening. Jackie wanted to sit there and play oblivious to Heavenly being disrespectful to Simone. And if she keep it up this season again, not checking your little guard dog, then you and Simone gonna be right in the same goddamn place. But immediately, Heavenly was like, did you not think about that? And Simone was like, oh shit, like, I did not even think about that. When everything broke, all it was just a picture. It wasn't like everybody's gonna, this was some years ago, so it ain't like nobody's gonna remember the details verbatim unless you was in the situation. Like, of course, Jackie's gonna remember everything, because that was her husband that caught, dipping into doing it in the Atlanta, Atlanta airport. But everybody else, who's just really go remember it like that. But Heavenly definitely was using a moment to try to scold Simone, because that's what she likes doing. Heavenly likes scolding people and getting everybody else's business. So immediately Simone was like, Heavenly, ain't nobody do this shit on purpose. She's like, the trip is already booked. And so when she said that, immediately I was like, production. Now, spoiler alert, if you watch Funky Dineva's channel, he actually discussed what really happened. Now, before I ended up watching Funky Dineva's live, my thought process was definitely that it was some production shenanigans. When she was like, the trip's booked, we can't move it, I was like, bingo, production. They set you up, Simone. They really, really did. And not only did they set Simone up, but Jackie, they gonna make your ass clock in. Like, it's given, we ain't had nothing from Jackie in a minute. And, it's time to make her go to work. And she definitely wasn't ready for that. But yeah, Heavenly was definitely ready to be on go when it comes to Jackie per usual. And it's out of line. But she was like, well, are you gonna go? She's like, of course I would want to go. It's 10 years. I want to go with my friends. It's a couple group. But I don't know how Curtis is gonna feel about it. And she's like, I'm gonna have to talk to him. But my original instinct is gonna be like, hell nah, I don't want to go to Hilton Head. Like Phaedra said, everybody knows you don't never return to the scene of the crime. So we get the scene where Jackie, sits down with Curtis and discusses going to Hilton Head, South Carolina. And immediately first of all, Curtis, why he constantly going to the DR? Like, what is he doing in the DR? I got questions, okay? Because this been gone all season, and it's just like something, I don't know, something is up. Something is just feeling real fugazi over there with Milk Dud. But nonetheless, she brings up Hilton Head, and he immediately is on some nope, not gonna do it, not on duty. He immediately is trying to see it for what it is, which is, TV shenanigans. He was like, yeah, we gonna go on this trip, or they gonna want us to go on this trip, but we not gonna do it at my expense. And so he kind of basically feels like at the end of the day, everybody knows what happens. And if we go, it's only going to be a little bit before people start inciting questions and inquiring about, obviously what happened in the relationship. And it's very clear Curtis, he don't want that heat again. Curtis was like, I done been through it. I done got my ass whooped and chewed up and spit out. And Curtis is like, I'm too old for all that pressure. If I go through all this, beat down again, I just might not make it out of Hilton Head. His blood pressure gonna shoot up sky high. And, he might be out of here. And he ain't trying to worry about all them stresses again. But it's like, Curtis, at the end of the day, you did your dirt. And so that really does baffle me about men sometimes, is y'all will do the dirt, but then really be one other people to just like, once it's over, like never bring it up again, or, never question you about your F up. And it's just kind of like, you shouldn't have did what you did, Curtis. But also at that, like, this is the moment where it's not supposed to be about you. Curtis very much made this about him. And it really should have been about Jackie. For him, it should have been more of a consoling thing of, oh, I understand I messed up, but for me, my concern is you. Like, how do you feel about it? Do you feel comfortable? Because this was your up, Curtis. Like, this ain't even about you, my bro. And Jackie's so concerned about him, like, oh, I want to check and make sure if Curtis can go or he want to go, On her mind, it's like, we're in a good place. So, and I'm not, fazed by other people's words or whatever. So to me, I would like to enjoy the trip with my friends. But in Curtis's mind, all he is prepared for is the bullshit. It was all the scheme that Todd set up for us to come with the bullshit. And it very much was, Curtis, but that's something that you got to deal with because you could keep your dick in your pants. Point blank, period. So we get to the last part of the episode where Phaedra is throwing the super cute birthday party for Ayden. He's just super adorable, literally looks just like Phaedra, got a head full of curly hair. It was, it was a moment where we see Phaedra in a different, mode than we usually do, with her scowling and, avoidant of questions, or her little, passive aggressive shady ass. But, if anything, I think everybody can all agree that Phaedra, literally has done, so much for those boys. And the way that he spoke about his mom in the speech, he just was like, sometimes her love is overwhelming, but more than anything, I know it's just because she loves me and wants the best for me. And she was tearing up and everything. Toya, her little messy ass, talking about where Apollo. If Phaedra and Apollo is in a good spot, then I don't know why he wouldn't be here. And it's like, Toya, girl, they are split up. Like, she don't give a damn about that man. First of all, one, and two, obvious, in most times when parents split up, they do birthdays separate. That's not like abnormal for, birthdays to be done separate when people split. So Toya, let's not, but I get what you was trying to do. You definitely was trying to get Phaedra to clock in, and I ain't mad about it, because Phaedra definitely did not deliver for the fans that, all the people thought that she was gonna come married to medicine and shake some shit up, and she did not. I wasn't expecting Phaedra to, because I know Phaedra for her works, since RHOA. But yeah, her fans, I'm sure, were highly disappointed that she did not come and work for her bag. But I thought it was really funny. Um, uh, we see Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea is definitely trying to keep up with the girls and the looks. Or literally at the beginning of this episode, I don't know if she's getting her teeth done. I guess we'll see by reunion time. She was over there with Heavenly getting her smiles by Dr. Heavenly. And Heavenly made me laugh because she was like, "Oh, so you gonna pay whatever?" She was like, "Oh, Dr. Greg, let me call him. I want to make sure that, you can still play in my mouth or whatever." And so she's like, "Do you got the cards yet?" And she was like, "No, you can call him." But she's like, "Well, Quad had the cards." And the way Sweet Tea just looked at Heavenly like, "Bitch." Because Sweet Tea, we gotta make, Heavenly try to make sure, because, like you said at the beginning of this season, I like the money. I like the money. But yeah, no, Sweet Tea and Dr. Greg, they show up, and Greg and Kima over there having that conversation about how happy they are to be married to women that take care of them. My literal gut, my stomach just immediately just tightens, because I was just disgusted. It is very clear that traditionalism is just of, I'ma do me, and my woman go support me in the process and do whatever to take care of me in the process. Dr. Greg sitting there bragging like, "Oh, every morning I wake up, she cooked breakfast for me." He's like, "I'm definitely of the belief, like, just let me go to work and you just take care of everything else and support me." And it's just kind of like, just honestly lazy to me. It's lazy. And Kima, it's very clear that you are a hell in a handbasket. For real, for real. Your wife tried to defend you when all the ladies was talking about Kima and his opinion on women, American women. He don't want his nutsack cut off. Like, it's very funny to me how men feel like because you allow a woman to speak for herself or give her the option to, throw in some advice or possibly be right about something, then that means she's trying to castrate you. Like, the thought process of that literally is just asinine to me. But Alicia, you be trying to steady defend Kima, and this, like, he don't even care about what you think. That's literally what he say. Just take care of me. That's all he want. And Alicia, you would sit there and talk about, oh, these other ladies, they're opinionated. And, for me, I'll make sure that my husband knows that I respect him. These other ladies, don't know what it looks like to see a woman who respects their husband. I was like, Alicia, you just said that he wasn't a man 2 episodes ago. So do you really respect him? I don't think so. But do you, boo boo? You pulling that Dr. Heavenly stuff where you trying to prove that, he the head and you the neck. Okay, girl. But nonetheless, yeah, that conversation with Kima and Dr. G just made my ass itch. And Sweet Tea, you are in for a rude awakening and trying to have a baby with this man and realizing that you're gonna be doing all that by yourself. So yeah, we finally get to the part where Simone and Heavenly is over there yelling from the gods, just yelling from the guts of the gusto at each other, because Heavenly can't butt out of a friendship altercation between Simone and Jackie. Simone pulled, Jackie aside. Of course, Heavenly decided she want to join because Jackie can't speak for herself. She questioned her about how she was feeling about going, and Jackie straight up said, as of right now, Curtis is kind of feeling like this ain't the move for him. Curtis definitely is just trying to avoid being in that hot seat again. And if you say y'all as good as y'all say y'all are, then there should be no reason why, of course, is it going to be a sore spot? Nobody wants to pick out a scab. But the fact that this was so many years ago and it seems that it is still so tender, it means like, did y'all really work through it? One. And two, Curtis, you was giving off real guilty energy. I don't know. Like, it's just giving real, like, you don't want to be re-exposed because you and the DR might be up to no good. So you just don't want nobody hot on your trail again. It's kind of what it's giving. But nonetheless, Simone, she, confronted Jackie, and immediately, here go Heavenly. You didn't think about it. You should have known that's your friend. Why would you even, like, you don't have no compassion for her. You should have thought about that when you did the trip. Why don't you want to change it? It's because you stubborn. And Simone is looking at Heavenly like, bitch, if you don't stop, this is my friend. I've known her for 20 years. Heavenly, girl, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. What's that supposed to mean? She was like, I know some that you don't know. And Heavenly's like, well, bitch, I do too. That don't mean nothing. Simone is always feeling like, girl, I've been here before you. And if she got a problem, she can address it with me. And so they all yelling. They end up walking outside the party. And Jackie finally was like, can I speak? And she basically was like, look, me and Curtis, of course I would like to go, but this is all about the trip, with Curtis. And we know that ultimately there's no way that we could go on this trip and, it not be brought up. We're around new people. Questions are going to be asked, and we don't necessarily want to put ourselves in that situation. And Heavenly's like, right, like I told you. And it's like, Heavenly, you may be speaking. It's clear that you be talking to Jackie behind the scenes and she be giving you her real feelings. But at the end of the day, let her voice that shit. Like, you need to butt out. Let Jackie tell Simone. And I'm glad Toya, she called in the confessional too. She was like, it would be good to let Jackie, shoot her own shade for a change and let Heavenly butt the fuck out, because at the end of the day, Jackie got words. I know that Heavenly holds Jackie up to this, pedestal, and she feels Jackie gives this show validity, but it don't change the fact that, girl, you signed to be a part of a TV show. And it's about your life. And so this is a part that is about your life that might get brought up, and you just gonna have to deal with that. But Heavenly, you need to back down. And that's what Simone basically told her. Like, girl, first of all, give me grace. I would never purposely come after my friend like that, one. And two, let us handle it. Butt your ass out, point blank, period. And so Jackie was like, I got it. She's like, yeah, she got it. Simone was like, yeah, she got it, Heavenly. She got it. And Heavenly was like, you need to admit it. She was like, I can say that maybe that was wrong. She was like, thank you. And somebody was like, you better get your dog. You better get your dog. And it's like, Heavenly, girl, shut your chest up before we get to talking shit about you. Because that's what you really don't want, Heavenly. We all know that's what you really don't want. So let's stop it. But yeah, you guys, that was the episode. Y'all tell me what you feel about Heavenly butting in. How do you guys feel about Alicia saying that she respects her husband? And what Keeman had to say about, American ladies having too much power. And what do you guys feel about, how this is going to play out in Hilton Head? Sweet Tea, first of all, with you packing, I'm gonna need you to understand. You keep talking about, oh, we gonna do old people things. Bitch, you married a man, 15 years your senior. Yes, you gonna be doing old people shit. The fuck? I just can't with her sometimes. But yeah, you guys, Married to Medicine, y'all tell me what you feel about the episode. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will catch you guys later. Deuces.